Which country or countries will be the next world power after the Great Britain and the America dual world power? Today's video will tell you the world power that will succeed them. Note, this is not a new prophecy. It is a prophecy that had been written long ago, but I just want to call your attention to it so that you and I will be on the lookout as we see this prophecy having its fulfillment in our day. If you want to read about that prophecy, you need to read the Bible book of Revelation, chapter 13, Daniel, chapter 2, and the Bible book of Revelation, chapter 17. In little time, let me explain the prophecy there. First of all, you may think that why should I said the Great Britain and the America dual world power? Another thing is some may say that we no longer have the Great Britain, we now have England. And in fact, the United States of America is the present world power. That's I am getting it wrong. Don't rush. I will also explain that to you. Now, let's pick them one by one. I want to read Revelation chapter 17, verse 7 and 8. It read, "But the angel said to me, why did you marvel? I will tell you the mystery of the woman and of the beast that carries her, which has 7 heads and 10 horns. The beast that you saw was, and is not, and we are sent out of the bottomless pit and go to perdition. And those who dwell on the earth will marvel, whose name are not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world, when they see the beast that was and is not, and yet is." First of all, let's pick two things here. The place talk about that there is a wild beast carrying a woman. Mention that wild beast, people will marvel, those that their names are not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world. If you take notes of that statement, from the foundation of the world, then it will tell us that that wild beast had been existing for long. Let's get more information about that wild beast. I want to read verse 9 and 10. It says, "Here is the mind which has wisdom. The 7 heads are 7 mountains on which the woman sits. There are also 7 kings. 5 have fallen. One is, and the other has not yet come. And when he comes, he must continue a short time. That wild beast that have 7 heads and 10 horns, said to be 7 mountains. 5 have fallen. One there is. One is to come. So if you add that number together, it will give you 7. 7 heads or 7 mountains. So the horns there represent kings, 10 kings. That is why we have 7 heads, 10 horns. Note one thing. It says one there is. The one there is that is ruling. When the one who wrote this record is taking his record was Rome, or in another word, Italy. It was the one ruling as the world power. I've made a video to explain this very deep on my YouTube channel, but I just want to clarify it for you briefly so that you can understand it. And after Rome, the next world power that ruled was the Great Britain and the United States of America, which we are seeing now. They are also what? One. That is why I call them dual world power. That is the seven edge which the place said is to come. Now, there is something I want you to look into. Rome is a king. Rome stands for a head. At the same time, it stands for a mountain. And it is also the sixth head of that wild beast that is carrying the woman. But now, the seventh, which is to come, I said it is Great Britain and America, two kings. Now, to form an head, a mountain, that will make us have to go into what is the full meaning of those head and horns of that wild beast. Now, this is it. The first one is Egypt, one head, one horn. The second one is Assyria, one head, two horns. The third one is Babylon, one head, one horn. Followed by Media and Persia, one head, two horns. Followed by Greece, one head, one horn. Followed by Rome, one head, one horn. The next one, which is the present one, is now Great Britain and America, one head, two horns. If we go back to Revelation chapter 13, you will read there that this same wild beast have seven crowns, which mean that among the heads that have two horns, there will be a shift in power. So when one rules as the number one, the other rules as subordinate. And there will be a time when the crown will shift to the other one. Definitely happen in our time between England and the United States. So that is the reason why now every one of us can be seeing United States in the world power. Today's video is to tell you who will succeed the present world power. Let's see who and how the Bible mentioned it. First of all, I want to go to Revelation chapter 13. I want to read verse 1 to 4. It says, Then I stood on the sand of the sea, and I saw a beast rising up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and on his head 10 crowns, and on his head a blasphemous names. Now the beast which I saw was like a leopard, his feet were like the feet of a bear, and his mouth like the mouth of a lion. The lion gave him his power, his throne, and great authority. And I saw one of his head as if it had been mortally wounded, and his deadly wound was healed. And all the world marveled, follow the beast. So they worship the dragon who gave authority to the beast, and they worship the beast, saying, Who is like the beast, who is able to make war with him. At Revelation chapter 17, which I read about a wild beast carrying a woman. This same wild beast is the same one here at Revelation chapter 13, which is called the dragon. So it is this dragon that gave its power, authority to another wild beast. If you note the difference, both have 7 heads, both have 10 horns, but one have 7 crowns, the other have 10 crowns. So the one that have 7 crowns gives power and authority to the one that have 10 crowns. Please note another thing. Revelation chapter 13, verse 1 said, "And I saw a beast rising up out of the sea." It's rising up from the sea, mean it's coming out from conflicts. So the present conflicts that you're seeing among the top world countries, strong countries going on here and there, is to give birth to the king that will succeed the seventh king. Then note another thing here, Revelation chapter 13, verse 3. "And I saw one of its heads as if had been mortally wounded, and his deadly wound was healed. And all the world marveled and followed the beast." So, among the countries that will rule to succeed the present world power, there will be one from among them that will have suffered a huge attack in this present conflicts that is happening all over the world. To an extent that everyone will felt that that country is close to being defeated, but it will not be defeated. That is why he suffered a mortal wound, but its wound healed and also ruled as part of the eighth king. Now, I want you to follow this reading. Revelation chapter 17, verse 11. "The beast that was and is not is himself also the eighth, and is of the seven, and is going to perdition." So the name I gave the king who will succeed the seventh king, which is eighth king, is written in the Bible. His name is the eighth king. Now note, it says this eighth king and is of the seven. That is another message. That is to tell you and I that the seventh king, the England, America, will not be defeated. But rather, since the place said the eighth will be of them, what will definitely happen is there will be the one who will invite these strong, powerful kings and kingdoms all over the world to themselves. They will have a discussion with them. And at the end of this discussion, they are going to elevate them to their own position. So therefore, seventh king will rule in the eighth king being its second term, and along with eight other kings. Remember, the eighth king have 10 crowns. So when England and America make two kings, eight other kings will join them to form the eighth king. So there will be 10. So these 10 kingdoms will succeed the seventh king. Let me read on. Revelation chapter 17, verse 12. "Then the thrones which you saw are 10 kings, who have received no kingdom as yet, but they will receive authority for 1 hour as kings with the beast." That is with the seventh king. They will receive authority with the seventh king and ruled with the seventh king. Verse 13. "These are of one mind, and they will give their power and authority to the beast. This will make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb will overcome them, because for he is Lord of lords and King of kings, and those who are with him are called chosen and faithful. No one will be able to withstand the power the eighth king will have. In fact, they are going to make sure they never allowed any other kingdoms or kings to be powerful like them. So they will limit each country's military power. Now let's go to Daniel chapter 2 and let's see few informations I want you to grab. Daniel chapter 2 verse 40, there says, and the fourth kingdom shall be as strong as iron, inasmuch as iron break in pieces, shatter everything, and like iron that crushes, that kingdom will break in pieces and crush all the others. So the seventh king, the Bible calls it iron. It will be as strong as iron. No king or kingdom will be able to defeat it. Let me continue. Verse 42 of the Bible book of Daniel chapter 2. Read. And as the toes of the feet were partly of iron and partly of clay, so the kingdom shall be partly strong and partly fragile. That is the eighth king. So the eighth king will be of iron, strong, and clay. Eight other kings that are fragile, that rules along with them. They won't be as strong as United States of America and England, but they will rule with them as clay. Verse 43. As you saw iron mixed with ceramic clay, they will mingle with the seed of men, but they will not adhere to one another, just as iron does not mix with clay. Even though they will form the eighth kingdom and rule over the entire earth, it is not like they are so unified. No, they just have one mind, which is that they don't want any other king to come and be as number one as they were. Now, this next verse I want to read is just like the same thing I read at Revelation chapter 17. You remember the last verse I read. Now, listen. And in the days of these kings, the God of heaven will set up a kingdom that which shall never be destroyed. And this kingdom shall not be left to another people. It shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it itself shall stand forever. That's eighth king, which is of 10 kingdom. In Revelation, I read that it was going to fight the Lamb, but the Lamb will conquer it because the Lamb is King of kings and Lord of lords. Here, Daniel recorded it that in that time they were ruling, and the whole world were following them in admiration, saying, who will be like this wild beast? Who can fight this wild beast? Nobody. The God of heaven will set up a kingdom. This kingdom will crush these kings and their kingdom. The place said, it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms. The statement there is used for plurals of items which are more than two. All these kingdoms. Conclusively, let me read verse 45. It says, inasmuch as you saw that the stone was cut out of the mountain without end, and that it broke in pieces the iron, the bronze, the clay, the silver, and the gold. The great God has made known to the king what will come to pass after this. The dream is certain and the interpretation is sure. So you can see, it is not my prophecy. It is a prophecy that has been written long ago. I only call your attention to it. So let's sit back and watch and see as this prophecy have its fulfillment in our day. This is the channel that promised to be exactly what you need when it comes to Bible understanding. And my name is Olufisoye. This is Read and Understand Your Bible. Please always read your Bible. Don't wait until you see this prophecy having its fulfillment before you start the reading of your Bible. Because by then, it will be too late for you to enter God's kingdom. So start now. In fact, that kings that will form the eighth king, the number of them may not be actually 10. It may be lesser than 10. It may be accurately 10. It may be more than 10. I've made a video to explain to you the meaning of number 10 in the Bible. It's about enough, sufficient. So the seventh king determined when he has enough kings or kingdoms whom he wants to rule with him as the eighth king. Not you, not I. And the number he chose certainly means 10, because that is what the significant meaning of the number 10 in the Bible stands for. So, that is to tell you, you can't know the time. I can't know the time. All I can know is to follow up this prophecy and see its fulfillment. Thank you for watching.